Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships Legends with the Hive Hound. And today, not only are we gonna look at the best cruiser at tier 6, yes, grab yourselves a big spoon of copium, because the best battleship, statistically, and in my opinion as well, is Tiger 59. But we're going to take this as a teaching lesson to help you guys understand probably the most underrated and also most important aspect of the game, which is battle influence. What is battle influence, do you say? Well, if you want to win more, you need to understand how a ship influences battle. If you're just going to mark yourself on damage and on kills and not on what you actually do to influence the battle, you are never going to get better at the game. You're never going to win more. Well, okay, you might when you get the occasional lucky, really high damage game. But yeah, battle influence, it's not something that's ever really discussed, but it's something that people are quite aware of. Like, if you've got the good CV player who spots the DDs and takes out the DDs, you're going to win more. Why? Because he's influencing the battle more. If you've got a really good DD player and they're keeping everything spotted and they're torping the right targets, you win more. So why does the Tiger have so much battle influence compared to everything else? So if we look, the second best cruiser, and it's only by a tiny margin, is actually the Talon, which is a fantastic sniper. Sort of plays sort of mid to back line, and it's really effective at killing cruisers, really effective at damaging battleships. Absolutely rubbish against DDs, which is why the Tiger's marginally better. So yeah, DDs have a really high battle influence because of their low detectability, because their ability to spot, their damage. We've all seen like really high damage games from DDs, but what DDs require a long time to build up that damage, because torps take the quickest ones. Okay, Kamikaze's a bit of a freak at 33 seconds with the build that I use. But I'm sitting here because I'm not taking torps and I'm not pushing out right in front of battleships. Just so you know, I'm not just disconnecting. The Marhan's going to appear. We're going to take some shots at him in a second, hopefully. Yeah, right. So back to what I was saying. DDs require a long time to take up to build up the damage required for them to have a really good game. Tiger's stealthy. It can almost, well, with my build, I believe with others you can stealth radar. You can almost stealth radar. You can contest caps, which are what DDs are supposed to do, because you have that radar and smoke. And yeah, so by having the ability to target the ships that have in general the highest battle influence, radar cruisers they hold more battle influence than any other cruiser, shall we say. But then when you add the radar, the smoke, the ability to contest, the improved ability to hunt DDs, that's what makes Tiger 59 so good. My personal stats in there, believe me or not, you can download your stats off World of Warships Legends if you want. I've played about 100 battles now in Tiger. My solo win rate in it is 76%, because I use the Tiger exactly how it's intended to. And if you notice, my main focus in this battle, it's exactly the same as every other battle, is take out the DDs first. Get rid of their ships, the ships with the biggest battle influence that you can. And when you remove those battle influencing ships, obviously the influence swings your way. That's literally it. That is as complicated as battle influence gets. I say complicated. I suppose what you've got to do, you've got to understand what ships have the most battle influence. So we're talking carriers, DDs, radar cruisers, and how you can flip that influence in your favour. So if you're in something like Tiger 5-9, you can hunt DDs, any radar cruiser actually, hunt DDs. Tiger 5-9 can hunt DDs, and it kind of has the ability to contest caps as well due to the addition of smoke, which is what makes the Tiger 5-9 particularly special. If you're in something like the Talon, like the second best cruiser at tier 6, Talon's incredibly effective at taking out other cruisers. So take out the radar cruisers, you remove their ability to kill your DDs, and the battle influence flips in your favour because of how you're using the ship. Obviously, battleships, you don't particularly want to be going hunting DDs in battleships. But again, same focus, radar cruisers. The radar cruisers should always be your main focus. Don't worry too much about the he-she spammers. Just position yourself accordingly. And that is how you influence a game to get the wins. So, back to the Tiger. I think everyone pretty much understands at this point that the Tiger is absolutely terrible at dealing with battleships. It's not completely useless. It does require battleships to be a bit stupid. It requires them to sail out broadside in front of you and stay there to really rack up any sort of significant damage. And here we go. Benson. That is a bold move, sir. I don't know if you're aware of the Tiger, but it's typically not going to end well for you if you pull out in front of one. Obviously, he has smoked up, but not even smoke is going to save him at this point. There we go. That's our second kill. Yeah, so battleships. It requires battleships to essentially play dumb for you to do big damage, which is why I am not trying to push these battleships. We are ahead on ships, but there's a Bayern, a King George, and a Mackerson all around this corner. So I could push, I could die, gonna completely lose any influence I have over the battle, or I can sit here behind the island, play it smart, bide my time, wait for the battleships to do something stupid, and try my best to take advantage. So we're going to fire up the smoke. This Bayern is kind of angled. So point out, we're on like 49,000 damage. Like our DPM is actually pretty good if you're consistent. Wow, scoring anywhere between 1,000 and like 3,000 damage every 2.5 seconds. So that's I was going to say that's 20,000 damage already. Like literally, that's how quickly you can wrap it up. And like this is what you need. This is what it requires. It requires battleships to be a little bit silly. But I'm kind of forcing them to be silly because I didn't just stay here just because I was behind an island. I stopped firing because I know my smoke detection penalty is coming up, and there it is, 5.4 kilometers. I knew it was 5 point something, so we don't fire, and then as soon as King George reaches 5.5, we can carry on firing at him again. But yeah, as you can see, there was a battleship there, so essentially by position, staying in that position, I didn't need to reposition. I was going to be creating crossfires with this King George and this Bayern. The Maxon obviously has held back, but that's fine. He's not an immediate threat to us. And as you can see, we're just consistently, slowly but surely, racking up more and more damage. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. And we are slowly but surely actually wearing the King George down. We've done a bit of damage to the Bayern. We were assuming our battleship was going to deal that. Unfortunately, our battleship has now gone down. There we go. He just died. And yeah, it's just kind of left to my own devices now. And this is where it's gonna be tricky. I haven't got much options here. I've got the Bayern over there that's obviously targeting me. There's nothing. I don't believe there's anything else at his specific position. There's nothing else that he can fire at. And our Fubuki takes out the Maxon, so now it is just this King George and Spion. And we're up to 95,000 damage, which for any tier 6 cruiser is reasonably respectable. And yes, as you can see, you can actually, in fact, take it to battleships. You can do some not insignificant amount of damage. Obviously, I don't know if you're reading the situation here. I'm dead. I haven't hit the head heel because I'm like, there's no point. I am going to ram this King George and just leave the Bayern alive. But he reversed. I've seen the opportunity to kill the Bayern. Like, if we can kill the Bayern, we'll kill the Bayern. That's great. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn in rather sharply. King George is the last ship left alive. There is essentially nothing else for us to do but kill him. So we guarantee that with the ram. And yeah, there we go. So, a bit of a weird one. I hope I explained battle influence in a way that'll help you get your wins. And yeah, that is a 3,000 base XP 4 kill win, with our Fubuki coming up second with 1,800 hit points, 1,800 XP. So I do hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you learned something. If there's any other videos you'd like to see, any particular ships, do drop us a comment in the comment section below. And, as always, until next time, take care.